Now, your family is not required to fund your dream, but if they can share celebrities all day and never share your business, don't call that support. Tonight, we're answering the uncomfortable questions. Does family owe your business support, or are entrepreneurs wasting time begging for validation from people who were never their customers? So,
Mm.
I want you to go ahead and drop a yes, no, or share because we choosing sides. We need to choose sides. And let's talk about it. So, Ms. Day, let's
Yes.
talk about how love doesn't create obligation to buy.
Talk it out with me.
So, a relative should not have to purchase something they don't need simply because you started a business. So, are business owners asking for support or are using guilt as a sales strategy? Now I'm gonna stop right there, and I want to welcome y'all all to Talk It Out with D and D. I am your girl Denise Murray, and this is my girl Denise Day, and I want y'all to say hey, 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 and happy Thursday, another day. But today we are talking about that family support today, y'all. So as I said, love doesn't create an obligation to buy. So if a relative don't
Mm-mm.
purchase your stuff or they not supporting, or are you feeling some type of way, or you feel like you have to guilt them into getting something? Let's talk about
Well, okay, let's keep it a buck. Okay.
it.
I For me, because I am a very loyal person, right?
Mhm.
So I would think and I would hope and I did used to pray that because I got a small family. I don't really even have a really big family. So I was hoping that the family would kick in and help you. Not even so much a help, but support. Like you say, support. Because we're doing the work. We the entrepreneurs, we coming up with the ideas, we're creating the ebooks and everything, right? But
Mhm.
to just know that your own flesh and blood is in your camp, that just kind of encourages you. It gives you a
Right.
little bit more motivation, right? But
Mhm.
for every new entrepreneur out there, I want to just tell y'all, just be a buck. Don't always expect that. Because see, even though it may not be spoken, but sometimes the family members are not excited for you. They're not happy for you. They see you as doing something that they did not, could not, would not do. So
Mhm.
then it creates kind of, I don't like to use the word jealousy, but it could be a bit of envy, that they're envious that you stepped outside the box and you're doing maybe what they wanted to do, or they're seeing you on your podcast and your channel, but to me, it would take nothing but a click and a view. And then say the good point that you made is, what if you have a product that family member doesn't need? Well, you know what? They can make a donation to your business. I donate to people businesses all the time if I don't need what they're selling. Or I was in a group, one of the coaches say, hey, we just coming up, we supporting one another. Hey, go to this person's Etsy and buy something from her. I went and bought 5 of her small little books. I didn't need them. I knew I could create it. But if
Mhm.
it was going to lift up another sister, I spent $15 and bought 5 products. Some stuff was $3 a piece. So I don't get that, but that's my mentality. My mentality is each one teach one, reach one, and if you do not need the product, you can give a donation. A love offering is what I call them.
Mhm.
I'm loving on you. I'm going to contribute to your situation.
Right.
That's just me. That's how I think. And
Mhm.
even when me and one of my siblings weren't in the tightest places, she bought one of my ebooks.
Mhm.
So I was grateful for that because I didn't see that coming.
Right.
That's my thought. If you don't even need it, you can contribute to what your family members doing. Because, like you say, we'll buy everything under the sun from everybody else.
Mhm.
Blink, blink.
Now they say support doesn't always require money. That's just what you were just saying. So sharing a post, referring a customer, leaving a review,
Mhm.
watching a live, or offering encouragement costs nothing. So if someone never buys but constantly refers customers, are they supportive? Do you feel like that is giving you support?
Absolutely, absolutely. Because say for instance, even if they are in the entrepreneur world, they may have a group of customers that I probably would never reach. But just by sharing my post, just by sharing what's going on, because as I'm getting ready to launch the Hot Flash Mafia, even if it's not for you, it could be for somebody else. I'm
Right.
looking to help the women over 40. You may be 25. Share my post with your auntie. Tell your mom, right?
Right.
Because if it's not for you, it could be for somebody else. That's the power of sharing. So I
And
think
I
that is a value.
And I agree. And honestly, I feel like a lot of times when it is family, because I guess like what we talk about when it comes to money, like you may not always be able to support financially sometimes with your services, or maybe a person may not have it. However, people don't realize that if you just share a post or refer
Yeah.
someone to your preferred customer, just leave a review. Like people don't understand, like when you have those reviews on say Google or whatever, leaving those reviews on your website and all those types of things, especially if you
It
know that they're doing
matters.
a good job, that is helpful. It don't always have to be about money. Just being supportive, offering encouragement costs nothing.
Oh
So
my
that is a
God.
thing that people need to see, that when you're doing those things, that it still can help someone's business. Now, I'm going to talk about silence from family can still hurt. Now, nobody owes you a purchase, but watching family publicly promote strangers while ignoring you can feel personal sometimes. Is that
It is.
jealousy? Is that lack of respect, or simply social media behavior?
I think me personally,
Mhm.
okay, let me say this before I share this, because what you just said about if it was sharing something with somebody else, or posting it, or even sharing the information, right?
Mhm.
For me, that is the way that I support other women, but it also is going to establish my platform and my podcast. We do it here where we bring in guests, right? But
Right.
even say, for instance, on my own channel, my life coach, we brought her up. We did one with her dually. Then I did an individual one, because by me posting another sister, that's giving her my audience to all of my 2,000 Instagram people, my 1,000 YouTube folks. They get to meet her and they get blessed, and it gives me content. But
Mhm.
why would I not help her? And she's not even kin to me, but I want to see her win.
Right.
You know what I mean? When we first met, we wanted to see each other win. First thing we did, we were on each other's channel. And now he's developed into this relationship, this business, this podcast. But okay, now that's what I'm saying. That's how you uplift other people, whether they your blood or not. Why
Right.
would you not? Because you're getting content, you're supporting another sister. But okay, now if I'm online and I got family members and I see my family members posting other people, holding them up, sharing their stuff, and they're not sharing mine, I
Mhm.
think that's weird as all get out. It's something underlying to that. See, you see, I didn't use no cuss words. But that is weird as heck, because why would you not, even if you're not buying my product, the least of the littlest thing that you could do would be to share it, post it, and that's just even allow me to talk about it. Invite me to your platform and let me share it. I'm not putting no pressure on you. You could just say, hey, here's so and so, and this is what they offer. Talk to the people about it. Give a person 5-10 minutes. If you can't explain what you're doing in 5-10 minutes, then you need to go back and practice that. You need to do, get what, how they call it, snap, super networking at accelerated pace. And so 5 minutes can do that.
Right.
But if you're not even offering that to your family member, I think that's weird. I think it's very, very weird. And I don't want to say what it is from their heart, because it could be envy, it could be jealousy, it could just be lack of support, or it could be all of them. I don't know. Maybe
Right.
they really don't care for
Now,
you like that. And you got to be okay with it. You can't get mad.
that's true, and that's so true.
Mhm.
Because when it comes to, I would say in those terms, because a lot of times people, I give it like two different things, because you can have where some people are sitting, and one of the things that I've learned, because I know sometimes people will be like, you didn't see my post, and sometimes it's not intentional. because
Yeah.
social media can just, it could be that whatever it is that you're doing is not in my algorithm. So I may
Mhm.
not see what you got going on, because if I'm posting, like for instance, I remember somebody came to me the other day and was like, "Did you see such and such thing that they're doing?" And I was like, "No." And it's because if I'm posting about business, if most of the posts that I go on is talking about taxes or accounting and AI and business, 9 times out of 10, if you're talking about a whole bunch of other stuff, it's probably not going to come in my feed, because I don't click
Mm.
on a lot of that other stuff a lot of times. Those are
Right,
the
right.
things that I'm clicking on. So my algorithm is going to give me mostly that type of stuff, opposed to, it's not just going to tell me, like, I'm not seeing somebody who whole page is talking about raising a bunch of kids, or doing little things with graphics, or or exploring the world, like, so certain things is just not going to come up in my feed. It's not something that I'm clicking on. You see what I'm saying?
That
So
makes
sometimes
sense.
people may think that you're intentionally not seeing their stuff, but sometimes it's not intentionally. Sometimes it could just honestly be that you're just not falling in that person's algorithm, because that's not the type of stuff that you
Content.
click on. Right.
Okay, but you know what? Okay, that is a very valuable point,
Hmm.
because sometimes people think, they assume, and you know what they
Right.
say about assuming, that you see their stuff and in reality you don't. Well,
Right.
see, that's where the onus is on you to contact the person. You have not, because you asked not. If I
Right.
want you to post my stuff or share it, I can get in your DMs, or I can get on the phone. I could text you, "Hey, sis, I just dropped some stuff. Will you take a minute and share that for me? Hey, and even if
Right.
you got another minute next week, can I jump on your podcast?" And either
Hmm.
they gonna say yes or no. But it's
Hmm.
not leaving that door open for a bunch of assumptions. Like,
Right.
I think you saw it, and then
Right.
you feel some kind of way. I'm glad you just said that, because I sent
Right.
something. Me and one of my girlfriends was on Facebook, and she commented on one of my pictures, on one of my things that I put
Mhm.
up. I answered her back, and I made a comment to her that I was expecting a response to, and
Mhm.
I have not heard her. And then I'm thinking, well, she didn't hit me back. I guess she don't want to do that. But I
Mhm.
don't know that for sure. Life
Right.
could be lifing. She
Mhm.
may not saw it, but I
Right.
need to hit her up,
And see,
DM her,
that's
text
why
her.
sometimes she's like, sometimes when my daughter will tell me, "Oh, such and such posted this, did you see?" And I'll be like, "No." And like I said, it's because that person's stuff is not in my algorithm. And then another thing that I wind up doing too, that may be like, when it comes to, like, say for instance, if somebody is about a bunch of drama and posting a bunch of if you posting a bunch of stuff, like going back and forth with the whole, like, going back and forth with people, or doing these subliminal
Right?
things and all that kind of stuff, I will unfollow you. So
Ooh,
if I'm not following you, I'll still, like, you're not, I'm not unfriending you, but I'm just not following you anymore. You see what I'm saying? So it's a difference. So if I'm not following you,
oh,
I
okay.
don't see your stuff because I'm not really following you. I just didn't stop being your friend. You see what I'm saying? So like I did that with
Right.
some people on Facebook, whereas they was like, okay, I can't. Like I don't need all the extra. Like I don't want to keep getting a bunch of dings on some foolishness. So
If
it's
you
best that I just
unfollow
don't
them, that
follow.
means y'all not friends. If you
No, we
unfollow them,
still would
that
be friends, but I'm just not following them.
getting
So it's like
all they
if I'm
stuff.
not following them, I'm not seeing them in my algorithm, but they're still my friend. So they'll still
Got it.
be like listed in my friends on Facebook. However, I don't get to really see all the stuff that they're doing because I'm not really following them.
That
Because we're not
makes
on
sense.
if we're not on the same page and you're doing certain stuff that I really care not to see, it don't make sense to follow you. You see what I'm saying? That if you
Yeah.
sitting there posting a bunch of videos of somebody fighting, then what do I care to see that for? Like that's not something I feel like why. Or if you going back and forth with somebody on social media and y'all doing this for hours at a time, I don't have time. Like it's just too much going on. If you got so much drama going on, I would rather just unfollow. And I might, and sometimes I will sit down if it's like a family or something. I may just be like, oh, let me see what Justin says doing. I'll just go to their page directly, and then I'll like a few things
Right.
here if I have the time to do it, if I'm thinking about it. But I don't physically follow those types of things because it's like, okay, we're not doing the same things. I don't care to see all your pictures of you hanging out every weekend or doing, like I'm doing different stuff. So I want my algorithm to be on a different platform. It's not that I'm trying to be
Yeah.
better or anything. That it's just that I really am in a stage of learning. I'm in a stage of growing, and I'm in a stage of trying to get myself to the next level. So if I want myself to get there, me seeing a bunch of foolishness is really not going to help me get to the next level that I'm
You
trying.
are so right. You're so right, because on my and within my algorithm on one of them, I think it's on the YouTube side of the house,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe some of the Facebook, because when it would come up and show like the Karens, like when Karens are
Right.
getting in people's face and spitting, is doing that, and then they get the beat down. Then
Mm-hmm.
I watched that. I looked at. I was like, you know what? Sometimes you just gotta handle business. And
Right.
I'm looking at that, but now that's coming up on my algorithm of just anybody scrapping.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody fight
And
just
that's
coming
what
up, and
happens. If
I'm
you
like,
click one time, if you click one thing, it'll automatically start doing. Like if I click, like I love comedy, like I love the laugh. So I even, especially like if I'm working and stuff, I'll sit down and I can be working and be watching like a comedy video or a stand up or something, and I'll be
uh-huh.
sitting working while I'm watching it because I like those types of things. So that will come up in my stuff as well. But like I said, if I sit here and click one video that might be goofy, then all of a sudden I'm switching up my thing and then it's going to keep showing me a bunch of goofiness. So I'm like, so I try not to click
Yes.
on certain stuff. If I see, I can kind of tell where it's going when I get ready to, when I see the screen, that first screen or that thumbnail that's right there. So then I know whether or not I'm like, okay, no, I'm not clicking on that. That's not something I want.
Wow, that's
So
true, because mine used to
even when
be.
people send me stuff, I just, if I see it's like something like that, because you know how people will send you messages in your messenger and stuff like that, and they'll send you
Mhm.
videos and stuff like that. Even when that comes in, if I see it's something that I don't want to start catching into my algorithm, I don't click on it. I'll just click off of it.
That's a good point, because mine used to majority be of my sister friends, the women that I followed in business. And then now it's more shifted to politics, and they'll throw up them scrapping fighting videos. But
Right,
yeah, I got to get back. And I still follow my business ladies. So that's
right.
weird. In the chat for TikTok, I had put in there, I asked them, can they hear us? Because I know I had lowered my volume. I was wondering, could they hear us? And if you're in the hallway in TikTok, come on, tap, tap, and get in the room.
Right,
I see
right.
Case just joined. Yes.
Hey, hey. So yeah, so that's one of the things I want people to understand, that because I know sometimes people think that hold on, she said yes, it's an echo. Let me turn mine completely down. Can you hear the echo now? Okay, they said yes, we can hear you. Okay, so good. So that's what I wanted people to understand first before anything, because I didn't want people to think that sometimes people are just ignoring them when it comes to social media, because it's not always that. It could possibly be that you're just not somebody in their algorithm. So sometimes it goes off of their algorithm. So I want people to not feel in their feelings, if it's family or friends or whoever, that you may be thinking, hey, this person not liking my stuff, or this person not doing this, is just possibly could be because that person, you're not in that person's algorithm on the things that you post. So I just want that to be known, because sometimes people think they may get their feelings hurt and it could be all not even intentional. It's just simply because you're not in their algorithm.
Yeah, and I think too, how does the group feel about it? How's the chat feel?
Yes,
That like
something in the chat. Do y'all ever have that? Let me see what's in here. I see how she says step girl said how you do politely tell family that your product are not for free.
oh,
So
you
she
come right out and
said,
say it. Yeah.
yeah.
You come right
This
on
ain't
out
for
and say
free.
it. And you
And
know,
see,
okay.
that's the thing. So when what she's saying is so real, because you got to think about it. When you're dealing with family and friends, a lot of times the first thing they think is because you are family or because you are a friend that you are supposed to be getting things on a deal, and you're supposed to get things for free, or you're supposed to get a discount, or you're supposed to do. But at the end of the day, it's still business, and that's the thing where people have to understand. Like, you will go out there and you would spend this money on people who you don't know, and you're not requesting those same discounts or
Mhm,
free services or free
mhm.
that. But these is people who you're not even connected to or will never be connected to. But as soon as it's somebody that you know, you want to deal, you want to hook up.
Okay. Here's a nice, polite way to do that, because I can tell sis is very nice and polite, right? But the way that we want to say that is that, you know what? I wish I could do that right now, but I'm just starting out in business. So how about once I get the business built up, then we'll look at some discounts down the road. But right now, I just need you to support me right now. How can you support me right now? Could you share my stuff? Could you tell somebody about it? If you bring me 3 customers, then I could give you a little something, something. Work it out to where, like how they say, it's a quid pro quo. Like, you do a little something for me, I'll do a little something for you.
Right.
But right now, I'm just starting out, so I can't give it all away. How about you want to support me on that? Think of some kind of way that they can give something to feed into you, and then down the road, I can compensate you for that. You bring me 3 customers, I'll give you that for free if it was, say, a product. But bring me 2 customers, because now you done made some money. You can afford to give her one.
Right.
But if they really with you, they're not gonna be mad about it.
Exactly.
But again, we got to have these real conversations about how you can support me, and then down the road, I want to support you. Whatever you want to do, I'm in your corner. So it's a give and it's a take, but we don't always have to keep giving.
Right. And that, it's so funny. I have a sister who, like, we did that like we'll do that at times. Like, she'll do some stuff, because she's good with doing different things with creativity. So she'll go on a computer and she'll do some things that I might need that I can't step away and kind of do at that present moment. And then I'll be like, okay, I can do this for you. I'll do these, take this off, and I won't charge you to do these taxes, or I won't do, what I mean? Stuff like that. So we negotiate that way, because she's good, like t-shirts, and she does like the graphics and all that kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, we can flip flop on that. So that's why I'm like, people can do that. Like, that's helping. She said, I have 3 ingredient. I have a 3 ingredient ebook on Barnes and Noble, in my artwork on my PayHip store. What is a great way to get some sales? I would say, what's PayHip?
PayHip is where I got mine sitting at. Mine was sitting up on PayHip, because you don't have to pay to keep your products up there. It's really nice. And then it's got everything in there. And one of the things, that's what I was thinking. That's how I did my ebook. And then but I was giving away more than I was selling, but I did have some customers, right? But within PayHip, you can go into that area where you can give discounts, where you can set up discounts. You can put your items on sale. You can also do buy one, get one free. Right? And then you just start marketing that. Lead the people over to your page and offer that up to them, because that's what I was just getting ready to say. That's how I'm going to start moving my ebook now. Ebooks, I have 5 of them, but I'm not going to keep giving them away. But as I get people's email addresses to build my email clients, then I'm going to give it to them. Fit over 50, vegan eating, keto, all of those, how to kick the sugar habit. I'm a sugar addict. And so all of these things, you can give them to your customer, or you can do a 2-for-1, or you can do a percentage of a discount. But you got to start marketing it and letting people know. Absolutely.
Right. And another thing, like, I don't know if y'all watched my live that I did a while back, and that was when I talked about Lead Stacker. Lead Stacker is good. You don't have to use that, but that's another way of being able to put your information out there on multiple platforms at one time. Another thing that you can do when it comes to, if you don't have, because I know for me, I'm trying to get more intentional with different things that I'm doing. And I'm gonna just share this, because this might be able to help some of y'all. So the other day, and I'm actually going to pull this up just for y'all, because I want y'all to know exactly what I did. Because sometimes we ask these questions about what should I do when it comes to, like, how you should do your business and what you need to do. And sometimes we looking into, oh, I need to get more followers. Oh, I need more people watching my stuff on social media, online. And sometimes it doesn't even take that. So I'm going to tell you what I did the other day. And I realized that I don't need to keep pushing for online because I have clientele already. And so sometimes we sit back and we think about trying to get customers, and we keep talking about how we need to get our social media pages up, how we need to do this and how we need to do that. But then if you really sit back and look at it, we actually may already know or be able to have the things right in front of us, and we not even paying it no mind off of what we already, who we dealing with automatically on a day-to-day basis of communication. So let me tell you this. This is what I put out there the other day. I'm gonna read this exactly verbatim to you, just so y'all can see where I'm getting with this. And this also step up, who was just talking. This also could help you too. And I put this in, and I want you to know, like, what I said, just so you can kind of get a feel of how I had to flip it. Because like I said, sometimes we get so caught up into trying to do social media that sometimes social media may not be what we need to do at that present time. You know what I mean? Like sometimes we might need to be more personal. Sometimes it may be something else that we need to connect with. And I'm doing this ad libbing while I'm trying to pull it up so I can tell you exactly what it is that I had to say. But they was basically I went in Chat GPT, right? And it asked me it was asking me some questions, right? And it was telling me, and it basically was trying to get my feel. And this is and a lot of times when we are looking into it, like I told Chat, I said, hey, like I don't have a whole bunch of followers on Facebook anymore. Like I used to have like 6,000 and something followers on Facebook, but then once my page got hacked, all of those was gone. So I think now I'm at like only maybe 700 and something followers on Facebook now, and I have more followers like on Instagram and TikTok now than I do on Facebook. And so when I went on ChatGPT, I was talking to it, and I was like, and I was asking it about being realistic for me, because a lot of times we ask Chat questions and we're like, okay, and I put on here, ask me questions one at a time until you find the biggest thing stopping me from making money. Then rework the entire plan around my actual weakness, my actual situation, and my fastest pace to get paid. And that's what I put in. And so when I did that, it said, we're going to diagnose this before changing anything. And so what they did was they asked me questions. And some of the questions that they asked me, it was asking me basically, like, one of the questions I'm going to say is, like it said, I put on here, I don't mean posting. It says, in the last 30 days, approximately, how many people have you personally had a direct conversation with where you're actually asked them to buy your services? And it says, I don't mean posting on Facebook, making a reel, sending an email blast, or someone asking you a text question or anything. I mean, you got to the point of you're saying, essentially, here's what I recommend. It costs, boom, boom, boom. And here's how we can get started. Give me an estimate. And it told me to put in my estimate. And so off of that, like, and I put in the number, and I'm being real honest. I put one because I literally did not talk to nobody or post anything in these past few days about anything. And when I did that, I said one, and no pay yet because we haven't started work yet. It's supposed to start next week. And it says, that's useful. It tells something immediately. You first likely bottleneck is not skill or service quality. It's the very few people are reaching out to actually buying conversations with you. But I don't want you to lock into that yet. Why have you only had one direct sale conversation in the last 30 days? So it was being honest.
Wow.
So then it says, pick the one that feels most true to you. And it was saying, A, I am so busy doing client work, admin work, that I don't make time to sell. I post and expect interested people to reach out to me. I don't really know who I should approach or what to say. I'm uncomfortable directly selling or following up because I don't want to seem pushy. I keep working on website branding, forms, content, offers, systems, etc., instead of actively selling. And the other is I get inquiries, but people say my prices are too high or don't move forward. And the last was something else. And it says choose the biggest thing. So these is the type of questions that is asking. And then it goes into all these different things. And one of the things that, and I said all this to say that when it came down to the nitty gritty, it says your business, your biggest obstacle is not your lack of skills, not your lack of service, not your lack of opportunities, or even your lack of time. It's that your business has almost no enforced boundaries, so everybody else gets first access to your time.
Oh, we.
You see that? And so then it said, then it actually broke down what I have to do to set boundaries when it comes to business and what I need to do. So sometimes what we do is not that we are not able to get the clientele, is because we so busy trying to focus about social media that, or trying to be up, oh, I gotta have all these followers and stuff, that what it turned out in the end, this to sum this part all up, is that it told me my daily activity is to reach out to each one of my clients, 2 people per week. It said, I mean per day, 2 people per day, and ask for them to give me a referral. And they said, don't do it in a way of, hey, do you know somebody that can do some accounting work or anything like that? They said, don't ask them like that. You want to ask them, and it gave me a whole little statement on how to actually ask them. So I'm getting the right people that I'm connecting with.
And being specific.
So you're being specific. And then they said, don't overdo it. Don't try to send out a blast. Don't do a whole bunch. They said, just do 2 per day. And that will help you grow in your business. So that's a little tip for y'all. If y'all answer.
Okay. Okay. That is an absolutely awesome tip. Because so I just had a light bulb moment.
I hope that helped you too when it comes to promoting your thing. Is to come to the people that you know, and then you may honestly be able to help you. Is go and just don't spend out a bunch of spam. Don't do all of that. Just go to the people who you know that actually honestly trust you in business, that respects you, and that honestly appreciates the work that you have already done for them, and just ask for a referral from them, and only do 2 per day. No more.
Okay. I just have to say this. That was absolutely awesome, because I'm sitting over here having a light bulb moment, because I know I've kind of been in that place. But when you think about that, to not just be depending on the social media and the people that's out there to give you all of this kickback and feedback and come running to the door. How about we get on the phone, or we go directly into the phone and directly address those folks that we know? That know we are capable, that need these services, and then you're going to get that direct feedback. It's going to either be a yay or a nay.
Exactly.
And it's all right. But how are we looking over their heads? And then if people, when you shooting out things via the social media, sometimes it's just flying by and the people don't know you, because you have not established that connection with them yet. Exactly. I think that's absolutely fabulous.
Good. That's what I said. I learned that just the other day, and I was like, okay, but let me get back. That was like the step off, but let me get back to our topic. Now, familiarity can hide your growth. People who watch you grow up may still see you who you used to be. Strangers meet you as the professional you are today. So sometimes strangers respect your expertise because they don't remember you in the beginning. So how does that, let's talk about that, because a lot of times people that we know and that we grew up around, or people who you've been in your life all these times, they know your downfalls, they know your good, the bad, and everything else, and all the things you've been through and what it took to get you there. And sometimes, especially if they feel like they older, or they may be at a certain point in their life before you have, they feel like, I don't need to listen to this person, I ain't trying to hear this, or they may not perceive you as that expert, even though they really can listen to your advice, but they don't look at you as that because they feel like they can't receive that from you because of their connection to you. So what you think about that?
Okay, I had just took a note. I think that is so accurate, right? And the note that I just put down here was Jesus, right?
Mhm.
You know how they say how this went down with Jesus in his own land. Because see,
Mhm.
they saw him growing up as probably the poor little boy. They saw him just being the carpenter. But when he's coming with the message and doing all of this, the people in your own land, and let's look at that as the family, as the circle of folks, they sometimes can't get past seeing you as the little boy with the hammer in your hand. They can't see you as that mature individual. Thanks, babe. They can't see you as the mature individual who now owns a business and who's putting all these things out into the atmosphere. And
Mhm.
that's okay, because once Jesus didn't let it bother him, he got outside that circle and say, I got a bigger purpose. And
Mhm.
see, the people that don't even know you,
Right.
those can be the ones that will support you.
Mhm.
Because if they're seeing you right now while you're in purpose and what you got going forward right now, that's who you need. If
Mhm.
those others come along and they get along and they want to assist and help, that's great. But if they don't, it's all right, because there's another audience for you that can support you and buy from you and become clients that have no idea about your past. They put none of that on your back. And
Mhm.
that's okay. That is so on point, sis.
Mhm.
Because, like you say, sometimes our family, people that knew us, that grew up with us back in Townhouse 15, they still tripping off of what was going on back then. But
Right.
that's not who we are right now. And our knowledge base has expanded. So get out and share it in the atmosphere, because you have purpose, you have a gift, and somebody's going to use it. You know what Chad told me? Chad said, don't worry about being fabulous. Don't worry about being famous. You just get out and reach somebody. Okay?
Mhm.
If
And
you
that's
reach one somebody.
And that's facts. Now, also, one thing that I have to add from when they told me that is sometimes we're cutting ourselves too short when it comes to what we want. And one of the things that Chat also told me, and this is why I backed up and I just put a pause on some things that I was doing, because it was saying, you trying to sell ebooks, you trying to sell this business startup when your skill set is beyond that. Like, you don't really need to be trying to connect to people who are just trying to start out with a business. It told me you don't need to keep pushing for that group of people. Sometimes you need to step out of that lane and
Next
go to
level.
where you already or your skill set is. And it said, I need to be speaking to people who are making 100,000 plus, because those are the people who will more likely need the services that I have, and stop worrying about trying to go to people who's going to be questioning my prices. And
I
so
was just getting ready to say, and they can afford it. They can afford you.
they can afford it, and not only that, I'm able to help them more, because a person, it said, and it's crazy, because what Chat actually said to me is, you need to stop chasing people who are just dreaming and start focusing on the people who already know where they're trying to go.
Girl, I need my mic for that. The mic is in the other room, girl. I need the mic. Where is the mic?
And I said, and y'all need to set y'all Chat GBT up for y'all to actually get some real down to earth responses, because I'm telling y'all, you don't want it to just kind of go with what you're doing. You want it to kind of get with you, like, yo, you doing this. Like, I talk to mine straight for real, like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm gonna keep it a buck with, like, this is exactly how I said. I'd be like, look, I'm trying to keep it a buck. I'm not doing this. I ain't did this. I need you to help me with this. And how come this is not working? Why is this not? How can I put this in? Like, that's how I physically talk to it. So sometimes we gotta we gotta keep it real. I know Kel
And
said we have to utilize bartering in our close community
yes,
and use those people as advertising to people they would see
yes.
you may not have access to yet. That's true. That's facts.
That's it. That was the other one I had. I wanted to tell what Kale's comment was. I'm glad you got that. That was it. She was talking about bartering. Yes.
Right. And then step,
Oh
as you say,
my God.
new today. I will shoot my phone. I will shoot my with your lady. Okay. Can you rewrite that for me? Because I'm lost on this one. But she said, check me out on Barnes and Noble, 3 ingredient cooking for college kids, payhip.com, saywhat.com. Check me out. So put that site, because I don't know if that's right. because I want to re-say what you have, so we can put that out there and put it in there so people can check you out. So can you make sure you put that website exactly how it's supposed to be for me, because it looked like a bunch of words is kind of coming together, and I want to make sure we promote that for you, because like I said, we out here to help. We just trying to grow, and we want everybody to do the same as well. Now, it says here, like, your family is probably not your target market. I know a lot of people see me post that the other day, and I got a lot of responses from that. Now, successful businesses solve problems for qualified customers. They aren't built on relatives making sympathy purchase. And I'm going to say that one more time. Successful businesses solve problems for qualified customers. They aren't built on relatives making sympathy purchases. So stop chasing applause and start identifying buyers. Now, one of the things that I've learned in business is that, number one, you have to qualify all your customers. That's one thing I actually learned when I was doing the travel business, when they was talking about like the the marketing, network marketing,
MLMs.
Yeah, and network marketing. And that was one of the things they always say, you want to make sure you're going to people and they have to be qualified. You want to make sure the people that you're talking to are qualified before you even, and that's with anything. And that's the thing, even with your business. Like you may not want to go to Cousin Pete if you know that you have a business. Let's just say you are doing a business where you got to be professional and you need certain type of things being done. That cousin might not be the cousin that can be able to support you in that type of business. Now, if you have a book, this person don't read. Why are you trying to sell them a book? You see what I'm saying? It's just certain things that, and I'm just being honest, like you got to be realistic with some of the stuff too. And that's just like, and I'm like being transparent. Like that's to say you selling clothes. You ain't going to sell a dress to a man. I mean, even though some are doing that now, but I'm just saying it's just certain things that you're going to go to certain people with when it comes to things, because you want to qualify to make sure they are the people who really need it. So why we chasing down family members, and sometimes our family members may not be qualified for our services. So you may have services that you may think are the bomb. And one thing that I mistakenly did, and I'm going to tell y'all, this was me. I did this.
You did, sis? What'd you do?
I was thinking that whatever I have, I'm supposed to let everybody know about it. That was the mistake that I was making. That I was like sharing everything I do with everybody, and everybody is not my customer.
Oh,
things that I've learned that we do, and I know I did, is I was making everybody my customer, and everybody was not my customer. That's just like when I was doing, for instance, that MLM at the time. And I was telling people about getting into the travel. And I'm like, hey, get into the travel business. And I'm telling it to everybody, get into the travel business. This is a good thing. This can help you, especially if you're out there traveling. And, why keep spending money, traveling and not putting money back in your pocket? This can not only help you with that, this can help you with your taxes. Now, I'm looking at it like this is a win-win business, because I see everybody on my timeline traveling. Why not put money back in your pockets? Mm-hmm. But then I had to recircle that. And I was like, I'm telling all these people I'm talking about traveling and putting money back in their pockets, even though they're traveling, they going to concerts and all this stuff. And this is all stuff that's within this business. But then I had to look at it and say, okay, I'm telling you all that, but do you really have the mindset to really do anything with this business? So then I'll end up having a bunch of people that I may have told this business to. None of them will ever pick up anything to really look and read to see what they're supposed to do with the business. None of them is actually really utilizing the business. They will still be booking. Like I seen a person who has the business. I showed them the business, got them into the business, and they went to a concert. And I'm like, this is when Beyonce concert was out. Now is the Usher and Chris Brown thing, but I was like, why did you book those tickets on Ticketmaster instead of going through your stuff where you could have commission on your own ticket? And you also could have got your parking done, and you could have been making commission on that ticket for yourself. Like, why not do that? And the same thing, like when it goes to the trips, I'm like, you purchasing these trips, you're going on vacation. I see you doing these Jamaica and Mexico and all these different things, but you're just paying. And I'm like, okay, then I had to step back and I had to realize not everybody has that mindset of looking at this as like, I'm going to utilize this as a business. Because I'm looking at this as, if I do this, I'm making these trips, I'm going places, I'm booking. Shucks, I'm going to a football game. Now I can get commission back on those tickets from that game. Not only am I getting commission back on that, this is something that I can now put on a t-shirt, promote this thing, have my business shirt done, go to the game. Now I can write off my whole experience on my taxes. Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at it like that. But if I'm talking to somebody who's not looking at it like that, they're not going to ever really utilize it. So what ends up happening when they get into this business, they look at it like, I'm paying a monthly fee every month and I ain't getting nothing out of it.
But they're not utilizing it properly.
And so that's why I said that's when we have to look at certain businesses that we have and be like, okay, is this the mindset for you to really be in something like this? Like sometimes that mindset may not be there for people to be or connected in certain parts of your business or connected to your business because the mindset is not there.
Well, this is what I'm thinking too. And I think that this was the lesson that I've learned today. So that even though we were addressing it toward the family and those in the close immediate circle, even if, like you say, every product's not for everybody. So you want to target your business to the target audience. Right. That's going to benefit the most. Who are you going to benefit with the product? That's number one. But if the family can still assist in any way, then that's them love offers. That's that support. That's share my post. Yes, to have that support, even if you can't, if you don't have an immediate need for the service, or if you can't immediately afford the service, then you can always share it. And I think that's where the level of love and support is coming in at. Right. And especially, like we said, if you can do it for others, we ought to be able to do it within ourselves. I love this about the transfer of wealth, honey. How we all supporting each other right now. Girl, look at here. Got me an absolutely fabulous nail tech girl. She done did my nails and my toes, right? This is so beautiful, honey. Katara over at Nevada Lounge, okay? She doing the doggone thing. And then I was just going to the other people getting my feet done. Girl, hope girl, hook my toes up this same color, okay? So once we support one another, and even if I don't keep these nails doing acrylics or gels forever, because you know I'm a press-on queen, I still go to her to get my pedicures. But I'm going to keep supporting, because if that's putting money in her pocket, that's supporting the owner and her daughter that own the business. Right. So, you know, we can support in any kind of ways. If we don't need certain thing immediately, we can do something else. I can say, I love to give a person a love offering. Right. If I don't need that particular thing, I can support you. I paid for somebody to have their site up for a month. Although that person did not hit back to me, it's okay, because I did the right thing. I did what I felt I should have done. And for my giving, I always get another blessing. Right. I don't do it for the blessing, but that's just how it goes.
It always ends up as a blessing.
It always comes back as a blessing. But I think you laid that out as a valuable tip, that we need to look at it, and everything is not for everybody.
It's not.
It's not. It'll save our time.
Exactly. Now, the last thing I'm going to say is protect your relationship, but notice the pattern. Don't destroy family relationships over likes or purchases. However, repeated silence, discouragement, or ridicule may reveal something deeper. Can someone love you personally but resent your growth? And that can be. Because sometimes people want you to stay where you at. Some people are used to seeing you as the little one, or my little cousin,
the little sister,
or my little this, or you know. And it's like some people, when they get so comfortable with knowing, or even sometimes people look at age, like, oh, this is the younger, you know. And so sometimes people get envious just because they feel like of age, or because of who you were towards them and things like that. But you have to understand that's not your target. Don't get mad. That's just not your target. Just know that you can love, and then understand with anybody, and that's with anybody, you can love people from a distance. Right? You do not have to be up and around everybody. You can honestly love people from a distance. You do not need to be in the circle because everybody is not for you. And as you get old, I think as I get older, I laugh so much because I was watching Whoopi, and I feel like Whoopi is like my other me. Like she's just like the older version. Because number one, we our birthday is the same day, and our personalities is like when it comes to certain stuff, it's like we be right here with it. And I be sitting and I'm listening to her, and I'm like, as you get, and then I was listening to her interview, and one of
With
the things
Kiki
that I
Palmer.
yes, and then I'm sitting, I'm like, once you, and it's so true though, like you can witness this yourself and tell people yourself, but as you get older, you start having more of a I don't care attitude towards certain things. And I remember before we would put things together and we would say, oh, I need to, we may have events or different things like that. And like, oh, people, if they're there or they're able to show up and things like that. And you're like, oh, this person didn't come. And back in the day, you would probably get upset. Like, oh, this person didn't come and this person. And like now you'd be like, girl, I don't care. Like if you come, you come. If you don't, you don't. Like I'm not losing no sleep over it. And some people will still be like in their bag on it, but it's like as you get to a certain point, you start realizing that you just really don't care.
That is a fact. And it's gonna save you energy and time. And at this good old ripe age of 63, honey, a lot of stuff that used to bug me back in the day don't even make me bat my eyes. Okay. Girl. And I'm so much at peace.
Right.
Because those are who with you, they gonna be with you. Those who are for you, they for you. And if you not, I don't care. They still watching. They still watching.
Now let me ask you some questions so people can people can say what you may say on this. I gave my opinions on some stuff, but I want you to say, should family members be the first people to support your business?
Me personally, I think so. And if it's not by that they need the product, it could be in other ways. It could be sharing, it could be love offerings. But I think family should support family. Absolutely.
Now, if you're in the watching, I want you to put yes or no for your comment on that. If you think that family members should be the first people to support your business. The second question I have is, have you ever been hurt when someone close to you ignores something you created?
I would say yes, because like you say, then I start looking at what's the underlying cause. Why would you not support me? Why would you be kind of going sideways and speaking against me? I had all of that. I've had the speaking against me stuff. So for me, that hurt. That hurt when we supposed to be, right here, and I done did for you and yours, and then you speak against me. So it could get personal. Personal stuff can hurt. But that's when I was younger. At 63 now, I clap my hands like a roulette dealer and I walk off. Because I'm not gonna scrap about stuff that that's a you problem. That's not a me problem.
Right. And that's what I said. As you get older, you start realizing things that you're just not going to get upset over.
Not gonna
sharing a business post the minimum level of support. Is sharing a business post the minimum level of support?
Absolutely. That is the bare minimum. I think that's the itty bitty minimum. And that's not costing you anything, because if you already online, why couldn't you share mine? You know what I mean?
I can honestly say I do have family members of mine that really do support. Like my mom, you'll see she always on my live. I have my cousin.
Yes.
She will repost my stuff. So I do have, honestly, I have family members that are definitely supportive, but then I have some that may not pay me no mind. But at the end of the day, I don't care. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like for me, I look at it as
blink.
But and that's why I do my Oscars thing, because I'm looking at it as I do that for not just for business owners, but I do that to give my love back, to show people the love that I give them. I want you to know that you are appreciated for the things that you're doing. Now the next one I can say, can someone love you but still be jealous of your progress?
I think if someone is jealous of your progress, they really don't love you. That's how I feel, because there's no way you loving me and you jealous of me at the same time. Because if you really loved me and you wanted to do like me, you wanted some information from me, then I'm going to help you do that. But when jealousy comes in, jealousy is like to me, same way like manipulation. It's witchcraft. I don't play that, because if you're jealous of me, you'll try to set me up. Anything can go down. I can't trust you if you jealous of me. So that ain't no love in my life. The way I see it and understand it. No. And anything, like I say, and women are to stop being jealous of other women.
Right.
If we could connect and uplift each other, just ask somebody. You know, girl, I love a good wig, some hat with hair. I'll tell you where to get a good wig. I'll tell you how to get these head wraps off my Amazon storefront. You don't feel like doing your hair, how to get some cute clothes and some cute outfits, some jewelry. But we ain't got to be jealous of each other. That to me is such a waste of energy. And it's phony. And if you have a spirit of discernment, I see you. Right. I see your wicked spirit. So no, that ain't no kind of love if somebody's jealous of you. They ought to ask you how you doing it. Then we could all get together and come on up. Yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of people don't know how to come together and come up together, because so many people are always wanting to be above the other person. So they don't never want to do things together. And
that's crabs in a bucket.
Then you have those ones that can be family, and then they'll be like, oh, they love, but every time it comes up to something you got going on, they can never show up. But you see them showing up for other stuff, so it's like, okay, well, that really. But
so anyway. You see it, you can see it at that point. So don't even tolerate it no more. You got it, you see it. Right. The discernment has shown up. We good. Exactly. You really don't want them there. I'm telling you, let me share this one moment. When I had a situation with another ex-husband having a milestone birthday, we're trying to do a birthday celebration for this guy out of town with other family members. Do you know that his own sister tried to sabotage the whole party? You're going to go get some basic Dollar Tree invitations. This is a 60th birthday party. And like I say, when I do stuff, I do it with excellence, okay?
Right.
Doing Dollar Tree invitations, had them put the wrong name of him on them. And then even we going out of town trying to do it. I just told her, okay, baby, that's okay. I got this. We get out of town. She supposed to be responsible for the cake. No, didn't tell her other sister nothing about the cake. So we had to get a cake within 24 hours. See, that kind of stuff, when your own family members trying to sabotage you, I see you, I get it. I can't depend on you for nothing else. And matter of fact, I don't even need you come around my house no more, because I can't trust you.
Now, hold up. Next up, girl, she said okay, I think this is right. And if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. It says sure.payhip.com. Sure.payhip.com. I believe that's what her thing is. So if y'all want to view her information, I think that's correct. If I'm wrong, step girl, let me know. But I believe it's sure.payhip.com. I'm not sure if he's saying sure or if that's
because with mine, even wherever her website is connected to, her PayHip ought to take you straight there. Because on mine, my MrsDayAllDay.com is connected to PayHip, and it'll take you straight to the PayHip page and put all your products and everything in there.
So let us know for sure what it is you're making sure that's right. So we have the right information for you. For people.
PayHip is fabulous.
See your stuff.
Yes.
Jersey Boy for Life said, hallelujah. Yes, they still receive the love, but they're in the nosebleed seats. For real. And then girl said, yes, I keep it going. I keep it moving. I just turned 62 on the 5th. Oh, happy belated birthday. About everything and worry about nothing. Exactly. Now,
that's it. Keep it moving.
Exactly. Now, when does asking for support turn into begging?
You don't let it turn into begging. You don't ever beg, because whatever is meant for you is for you. Whatever God has for you, it is for you. But don't beg anybody for anything. You can make an inquiry, because like they say, you have not because you ask not. Right. And see, I'm a very direct person. If you desire, and it ain't not that you need, see, change that vocabulary. You don't need anything. God will give you the desires of your heart. If you desire a thing, then you request it, And if it's coming, it's coming. If it's not and they not going to do it, don't even worry about it, because God has somebody else that's going to open that door. Delay does not mean denial. And if somebody does not support, then you keep moving, because that's not who you were supposed to be with anyway. God's going to send the person that's going to be in that support role. But if you desire to have that support, then you ask for it. You language that out of your mouth, and either they gonna tell you how they feel, and then you'll know. It ain't gonna be no behind the scenes slick stuff, talking crap, playing games. Either they gonna support it or they're not, and move on, because this is a big old world. And this ain't about 6 billion people around here. They got somebody else that desires your product and wants to support. Worry about no one negative Nelly and no bitter Betty. Girl, no, not at this age, not at this time. And so y'all young, keep it moving.
Either they go and support or they not. Now, would you stop supporting someone who constantly ignored your business? Would you stop supporting someone who constantly ignored your business? Like, say, for instance, you say how you'll support someone, you be supportive, but they're never supporting you. Would you eventually just stop supporting?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because I had to break the tie. Because when I was supporting and showing up in somebody else's community every time for a year and a half, then when I got sick and recovering from my cancer and I got down, but even when I was sick, I was showing up then and then contributed financially to their group. And then still not no call, no how you doing. That says to me, you're really not covering me. You're not concerned about me. But I ain't mad at you. That just means get away. Get on up out of that, because it's not reciprocated. And that's how I operate. When somebody's doing with me, for me, and we together, I'm with you. But if you not, I can walk right away from you and I ain't got no hard feelings. The Bible say don't have no ought with nobody, because my prayers ain't going to hit the ceiling because I got an ought with you. No, you showed me who you were. You showed me you didn't support me, but it's okay because you're not obligated to do that. But we not going to play games. You ain't going to get no more of my money. No, but I ain't mad.
Now, the final question for you. Are strangers often better customers because they judge the solution, not the history?
Oh, I'd have to give that a yes.
Okay.
Because they're basing it on your criteria. They basing it on what their trust and what they see what you're capable of doing. So it's based on that. It's not based on nothing in the past. All of us got a past. Girl, if they pull up a crystal ball and start looking at our past, the hell? No, man. And mine wasn't that bad, but I was doing some stuff that wasn't questionable.
So we all pass at this point. Like none of us is Jesus at this point.
Ain't nobody perfect with Jesus.
Now, in the audience, y'all listening, I want y'all to type yes if strangers have supported you more than family. Go ahead and type yes in the comments if strangers have supported you more than family. And does family owe you a purchase? Say yes or no. Does family owe you a purchase? Yes or no. And then what matters more? Buy, share, refer, or encourage? Which one matters more to you? Buy, share, refer, or encourage? And then have you ever felt embarrassed asking family to share your business? Have you ever felt embarrassed asking your family to share your business? If that's a yes or no, put that in the comments.
I think share and refer are most important.
Right. And sometimes people do have family members that they feel embarrassed or they feel like they can't even go to, which is a shame that you have that within your family, that you can't ask them to share your business and you have to feel embarrassed for that. That shouldn't be something you should feel embarrassed about when it comes to family. Now, would you support a relative's business if you don't like the product? Say yes or no. Would you support a relative's business if you don't like the product? Yes or no?
Yes.
And then the last question for y'all is, business owners, tell us what you sell. Let's support each other in the comments. Everybody that's in the comments, put in your business. put your website there, because when we finish this and I put this onto YouTube, if you are a business owner or you're selling something or whatever, I'm going to go ahead and include your link in there. So make sure you have it spelled right, have the right info, so I can go ahead and support you. Now, I want y'all to do this practical challenge with me. Stop begging, start targeting. So for the next 7 days, I want y'all to do these things. Stop repeatedly asking the same relatives to support you. That's the first thing. Stop repeatedly asking the same relatives to support you. Number 2, introduce your offer to 5 new qualified people each day. Introduce your offer to 5 new qualified people each day. And then 3, ask 2 satisfied customers for referrals or reviews. Ask 2 satisfied customers for referrals or reviews. And the last thing is track which action produces actual conversations. Track which action produces actual conversations. So I hope y'all got that. There was 4 things. Stop repeatedly asking the same relatives to support you. The second is introduce your offer to 5 new qualified people each day. Ask 2 satisfied customers for referrals or reviews, and tracks which action produces actual conversations. Now, your family silences may hurt your feelings, but it does not determine your business future. Everybody who loves you will not buy from you, and everybody who buys from you does not have to know you. Stop building for applause, build for the people who need your solution. So y'all, I want to thank y'all for coming on tonight, and I hope y'all got something from this. And again, if you are a business owner, we have Patrice Peters on here. She have Jamacross, Georgia. I'm going to spell it out, www.jamacrossgeorgia.org. And I'm going to put that at the comments so y'all can visit her business. Okay, Miss Step Girl, I went on to your thing and it's not pulling up. So I think you may have it spelt wrong or something, because every time I try to put in your pay hit, it's giving me a bad page. So please let me know if there's something, I think there's something wrong or something that you're giving me on your link for your pay hit, or say what, or whatever it is not coming up. So please just see if you got it correct. Like, try to open up the site that you're putting on here, because I tried to open it up and it didn't work. So check that. Anybody else, like I said, we're all about sharing, helping, growing, and loving on each other. And again, you don't always need family to be supportive. Sometimes your strangers will support you more than family will. And know that, do not get upset if you post something and somebody does not see it, because sometimes it could possibly be that it just wasn't in their algorithm. So again, I wish y'all all the best of luck this week. If you are a business owner, I wish you all the success. And until next Thursday, see y'all later. And again, me, Miss Day, we're talking out in D&D, and have a great night, everybody.
See you guys next week.